Hi everybody, it's me again. I'm back. Y'all wanted me to show you how I make gumbo. So, to get started, there's some sausage and then chicken that I still have to cube up. Got my sausage all cubed up. And here's the pot. That's the gumbo pot there. As you can see, it's already starting to cook. Now, this is where I'll be making my roux. Um, this is where I cheat because I'm not standing here for 2 hours making roux from scratch. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. Instead, I use Tony Chachere's instant roux, and the directions for that is on the can. You can get it just about anywhere. If it's not in your local grocery store, you can probably order it online through Amazon. I also use Tony's Creole seasoning for some of my seasoning, as well as the most basic spice you have to have for this is Filé. That's a given. And of course, I've got oregano, onion, garlic, salt and pepper, that kind of thing. Now, when I make my roux, because it's already, as you can see here, let's see if I can show you, it's already dry. And so what I do is I mix in the fluid to go with it. Now, that's like 2 cups. Because of the amount I'm making, it's like 2 cups of water, 1 cup of chicken bouillon or chicken broth that I do. That kind of helps set the flavor better in the gumbo if I use chicken broth to make my roux. And then what I do is when I add the liquid to the dried roux, the whisk, and I'm gonna have to stand here for probably a good 10 minutes whisking as it thickens up. You cannot walk away from it. When you start making the roux, that's it. You cannot walk away until it's thick, 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 like a paste. Okay, and then once it gets to that thickness, like a paste, then you take it a little scoopful at a time and you add it to your gumbo pot, which is, all of this lovely stuff here, as you can see. And so I'm just kind of going to give that another little stir, because we're going to eat off of this probably for the next couple of days. Help get us through all the cold weather. And that's basically about it. It's not a real difficult dish to make. The most important part is the spices, and you're going to adapt your spices to your taste. We tend to like more Tony Chachere's seasonings in it than maybe other people do, because we're just used to that spice and that's what we like. And you don't want to put too much salt if you're cooking your roux and you discover through taste testing, I'm a strong believer in taste testing. If you taste test your roux after it's cooked for a little while and it's like really, really, really salty, and you start freaking out thinking, oh my God, I got too much salt in it, take a potato, cut it in half, peel it, just leave it whole, or, just leave the chunk as the half, peel it, and then put it in the pot and let it just cook with your roux for a while until the potatoes pretty much cook through, because the potato will draw the salt out of the the gumbo itself. It will help draw out a lot of that salt so that it's not so salty. And then once your potatoes cooked all the way through, of course you want to fish it out, take it out of the pot, because you don't want that all falling apart inside your gumbo pot. Now some people will make mashed potatoes out of that one little half a potato, or they'll do this, that, or the other, to make it so it's not wasteful, I guess. Now normally I only make like half of that amount, just because it's just 4 of us. I don't make that much, but we got this Arctic bomb blast that's getting ready to hit us. It's already so cold outside it takes your breath away. It's like, holy crap, man. How do people stand it up north? I don't understand. And now they're talking 6 to 9 inches of snow on the ground tomorrow and Wednesday. I, my brain cannot fathom this. I have never been in snow that deep. I've never seen snow firsthand that deep. It's like I ran to the drugstore, picked up all my prescriptions this morning, making a huge pot of gumbo now, so we'll have that to eat off of for the next couple of days. And just gonna stay hunkered down inside. I mean, I'll probably go outside and play in the snow a little bit because who wouldn't, right? Especially when you never have that kind of stuff around you. Um, but I also, um, I'm not dumb enough to stay out there and freeze to death either. Um, I tried to do my daily affirmation outside this afternoon around noontime. And, I pulled the card and I sat there for a minute and I was so cold. I couldn't stop. My teeth wouldn't stop chattering. And I thought, okay, I can't. When I'm. So I just moved it inside, just stopped it and I came inside and I redid it inside. Um, but so there you go. I mean, that's basically it. Some people like to put okra, stuff like that in their gumbo. That's their prerogative. Everybody has their own flavors. I know some people will boil eggs inside their gumbo as it's cooking because the eggs will absorb the flavor of the gumbo and then they just eat boiled eggs, gumbo flavor. Yeah, that's not for me. I use chicken. I use a chicken breast, actually, just white meat, because nobody in my family will eat the dark meat. So it doesn't pay to buy it. So um, I'm forever buying chicken breast on sale. Every time they're on sale, I run go grab a couple of packs and put them in the big freezer. And then sausage. We use Savoy sausage. That's a local brand here. It's a smoked sausage. They make smoked sausage. They make fresh sausage. They make andouille. They also make tasso. Now, tasso is kind of like a sausage, but it's almost like been petrified or something. It's just like a little chunk, and then you take it and it's like really, 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 really flavorful. And I'm just out of it. I didn't realize I was out of it, or I would have got some at the grocery store when I went to the store this morning, because I'm not getting back out again. It's too damn cold, and the there's talk of some of the roads are already starting to ice up a little bit. It's like, yeah, no, we're not going outside in the car anywhere. Our butts are going to stay here until this is over. I don't have to go back to work till Thursday. Well, I mean, I'll work tomorrow and Wednesday, but I get to remote work from home. I don't have to physically go back to the office until Thursday, so that's a good thing. Um, Besides, I like to remote work. I actually get more work done when I'm at home as opposed to when I'm in the office. Because when I'm in the office, I constantly get interrupted. It's ridiculous. If it's not the phone ringing, it's someone coming through the door. And if it's not a student, then it's a teacher. It's like, really, y'all, get a grip. Trying to work here. Um, so as you can see, it's starting to come to a boil now. And I'm going to let that just kind of sit and simmer. Now that it's at a boil, I can actually turn it down a little bit. Um, Kind of a low medium instead of a medium. And just let that kind of sit and cook. And then I'm getting ready to start making my roux. I would try to walk y'all through it as I stand here and whisk it and make it, but I need both hands, so that doesn't work. And when I put my phone in the holder, you're looking at the ceiling, so that don't work either. Um, so yeah, that's just about it. And then you add your roux to your gumbo soup. Um, and then that's when you add your meat. After you add your roux, you let it cook for maybe half an hour at that lower medium simmer where it's kind of boiling, but not like in a big rolling boil. And you let that cook for about half an hour. Let that roux get in there and thicken it up and whatnot. And then you add your meat in. And then you let it cook for maybe an hour, 2 hours. The longer you let it simmer in the pot, the better it tastes. And while everybody will eat some today, it'll be a real treat tomorrow when we reheat. That's when it's really good. It's the next day or the day after. So what I'll do is after we finish eating and I put it up into the fridge, I'll just leave it in the pot. And then tomorrow I'll take it out and I'll just add a little extra stuff to it and, bring that back up to cook. And then you make rice once you're kind of ready for it to start. Now, every good Cajun cook has a rice cooker. I have two. Just to show you how much we make rice, I have two rice cookers. I have a great big one and I have a little one. And so I'll be using the big one today. And so you make your rice, whether if you like it fluffy or mushy. If you like fluffy rice, then as you scoop your rice out of your rice container and you put it in like a strainer and you run it under cold, cold, cold water and you rinse all the excess starch off of it. And then that way when you cook the rice, it will come out more fluffy. If you don't rinse the starch, then it tends to come out kind of on the gummy side. So it depends on what texture you like with your rice. You can use brown rice if you don't eat white rice. I don't understand why anyone wants to eat brown rice, but there you go. Anyway, so you make your rice, and then once it's ready, you put a scoop, a couple of spoons of rice in your bowl. You add a little more filet to it, and then you put your gumbo on top. And you go from there, and you sit down and you eat like crazy. So when I get to once I get past the roux and get it made and start adding it in there, I'll come back on and I'll kind of show y'all what I do, okay? So hang on, I'll be back. Okay, real quick, just to let y'all see. Let's see, I've cooked this down until it's a paste. And so now I added like 1 spoonful at a time into the gumbo pot. And as I stir it and mix it, once I get it off the spoon, then I come behind with the whisk and I whisk it in there so that it meshes really good in the pot. And then once that gets in there and it cooks for about 30 minutes or so, then I'll add the meat. Okay, I'll finish up in a little bit. Okay, y'all, here we go. Gumbo is finished cooking. Look at that, the steam is already fogging up my camera lens. My rice pot is finished. Got all that rice in there. And now I'm gonna go eat. Bye. Final product. I am gonna enjoy this. Later.